Hello everyone, it's Leo, and in this video we are going to talk about the second episode of Aikatsu Planet. And let me just say something, really, I loved the first episode, but this one was even better. I think that Duty is really going to be my favorite character. I loved her in this episode so much, and it was so much fun watching her and watching her human version and her idol version. I really loved it. But let's talk about the episode and why I loved it so much. The first thing is that we had so many absurd scenes and like anime-like scenes in the live action part that I really enjoyed. You know, we had this first scene of Mao and Shiori paying attention to what people were saying about Hana, like behind the curtain, like, no one is seeing you there, girls. Keep on doing that. You know, that felt very nice. And also we had Mao realizing that she would have to return her position as Hana. She didn't really think that she was going to actually be Hana. But then she received a mail, and then we had another scene, the girls realizing that she is actually going to keep on doing Hana. That scene was everything. So absurd, so unreal. You know, no one would act like that in real life, but in anime, people would act like that. And it felt very funny, you know, just if you want to be quirky, if you want to be stupid in a very good way, just go all the way. And I think they're doing this with Aikatsu Planet, and for me, it's working. If you are a teenager or someone who wants to see something serious or something that you would look at and wouldn't feel ashamed for liking, this is probably not gonna be for you. But I'm having so much fun, and you just have to enter this world of nonsense that is being Aikatsu Planet, and I'm really enjoying it. And then we have Izumi. Again, Sayaka doing such a great job as Izumi. I'm really loving her character and the way she acts as Izumi. Girl, you're doing a great job. I'm loving it. And in this scene, she started talking and suggesting that Mao actually becomes Hana. You know, she was like, you can do it. I've seen your talent and you can become a new Hana, a different Hana. And I was worried about this in the first episode. Like, she's not going to be an idol of her own. She's going to be someone who's already established. But at least after this dialogue, we could notice that Izumi does not expect her to be the same Hana that Meiza was. She can be a new different Hana, and I liked that. And then we had another very absurd scene with her giving lots of things for her to study about Hana. Again, very absurd, very anime-like, very nonsense. Like, everything about Aikatsu Planet is so nonsense. It's so out of this world. I'm loving this exaggerated tone they're giving to the live action scenes. They feel very quirky and kind of stupid. I am living for them. So we have Mao studying at her home about Hana and such. And then when her brother enters her room, he sees all the Hana stuff, and he's a big Hana fan. He has no idea. No one has any idea. But he is a big Hana fan. And she starts scouting for information about Hana. Like, what do you like the most about Hana? And he says, like, I love her streams in which she interacts with her fans. And so, like, he loves her dancing. He loves her singing, but he loves other aspects of her, and she goes learning about what people are liking and other particularities of Hana, in which she talks about with Shiori in the next day. She knows everything on top of her tongue, on the tip of her tongue. Is that the right English phrase? Tip of her tongue, right? And so she knows like lots of little details about Hana's career. And Shiori is helping her. I really loved this moment. But then she has another work, but this time it's modeling work. And Mao, she's very good at dancing. She's very good at singing, but not so much as modeling. So she's trying. Shiori is helping her. She's not succeeding at all. But then the best girl comes to her rescue. Look, I don't even know what to say about Duty. She is super fun to watch, and she is also a character that is kind of quirky as well, but when she needs to get serious, she does get serious. Like, she's very good at modeling. We saw that in her poses. She has techniques. She is very good at what she's doing. And then she started helping Hana, actually Mao, visualize her in something that she is comfortable with, and then get from there. I found that very nice and very interesting from Duty. I was not really expecting her to be the friendly type, and I really loved that she is. Really, really loved. And then Mao is very good at ballet, so she started helping her get comfortable with modeling with her ballet skills, and that was very, very nice. Another thing that was very nice about this scene was the technique, like put your hand on your face, it will look smaller. I loved that detail. I really loved that detail. And so we get to the Aikatsu part, the anime part of Aikatsu Planet. And so in this episode, Hana is going to do modeling work, and she meets Ruri there, who is part of the same agency as Hana. But Hana didn't know, and Izumi didn't tell her. And so at this point, Ruri thinks Hana is still Meiza. She doesn't know anything about Mao being Hana. No one knows it. And Izumi is going to make an announcement, a big announcement at some point. And this is something I was wondering about, and we'll talk about that a little later. So we have this modeling scene, very interesting, both of them doing it together, Hana and Ruri doing it together. And an interesting part of this was that scene in which Hana had to do lots of different poses that she didn't know about, and Shiori did, and then she just repeated what Shiori was doing. That was very, very quirky too. And also she did the ballet poses, and Ruri was like, what is going on here? Deja vu. I'm having a deja vu here. And I was like, girl, come on. Let's keep on doing what we're doing, because she couldn't say anything. And so we get to the part of the performance. And in the performance, I'm starting to wonder if we're ever going to get solo performances in Aikatsu Planet. What is established in the Aikatsu Planet world is the fact that we have double performances and battles. So those performances are usually battles. And what happened in this episode was basically Ruri was battling another idol. The idol fell sick, and so she needed to find someone else because she wanted to battle. Hana was there. Hana, let's do this. And Mao obviously accepted. They did it. They performed together against each other. Aren't we going to have solo performances in Aikatsu Planet? What is happening here? All of the performances going to be duos, or at some point we are getting solo performances? I have no idea. There is the Aikatsu ranking that we're going to talk about a little later too, but I wonder if we're getting solo performances. I'm not really sure. So the performance happened. Ruri wore this horrible red dress. This is so awful. Sorry. And they both performed, and something interesting happened this time around. When they were both performing, we had that battle between the dressias, and Ruri's dressia won the battle, but it was another dressia. She has two dresses, the red one and the blue one. I don't remember the names. So the blue one wins, and she changes dress through the performance. I was like, I loved it. I really loved it. And so Ruri ended up winning the performance against Hana. Hana lost. And Ruri, that's what you deserve, girl, because you are awesome. So after the performance, we had interesting moments. We had the ranking. So in episode 1, Hana was number 1 in the ranking. She won against Cupid, so she stayed in the first spot. But after this battle, what we had was Ruri was number 10. Now she is number 9 because she won, so she won more points. And at the same time, Cupid was also performing against another idol. She won, so she went to number 1, and Hana went to number 2. Hana is not top idol anymore. Mao is gonna have to fight for that position. And after that, Ruri really wanted to go back to the agency, and the girls were like, girl, let's not go back now. What is gonna happen if she knows it? And here was the best scene of this episode. So many absurd scenes, one after another. And this one was like the epitome of it all. The episode was already absurd enough, and then we had this with such an over the top acting in Duty's actress and the other girls too. Girl, this was really awesome. Duty was like, what is happening? Who are you? Where is Mesa? What is going on? And I really loved this. I like it was everything was so absurd. Like, please, someone tell me what's happening. And no one was really eager to explain this to her in this episode, but she's probably gonna know more about it next time. And in the next episode, Mao is gonna learn more about using two different dressias. And we saw in the preview her going there and trying to capture another dressia too, so that she can use in the performances. So very interesting. Very interesting episode. I feel like this episode brought lots of new stuff. Like, for example, the Aikatsu ranking is now updated. Hana is not the top idol anymore. I've seen lots of people concerned with this fact that right in the first episode, Mao got to Aikatsu and she was already top idol, so she doesn't have to do anything. She is not in top spot anymore. She's probably gonna have to earn it again. Maybe it will happen in the next episode, maybe it won't. We don't know. And I don't know, like, I didn't like the red dress from Duty, but the blue dress, girl, this blue dress is my favorite so far in Aikatsu Planet. And I really believe Duty is going to be my favorite character. I really enjoyed her in this episode, in her human form and in her idol form. And another thing that I didn't notice before, but I'm noticing it now after watching episode 2, is that I thought that people didn't know who the people behind the idols were in real life. Like, if you wanted to hide your identity, you could, but it seems that it's not the norm. It's normal for people to know who the idols are in the real world and in the Aikatsu Planet world too. So it's not like a totally separate entity. Like, people know Mesa is Hana, but they don't know Mesa left. So when they know that Mao is now Hana, what is gonna happen? I'm very curious to know more about this, but I'm pretty sure Izumi is going to hold on to the right moment for her to do that. She's probably not going to show everyone who the new Hana is without actually preparing Mao for that, and for her to actually understand what being Hana really means. Because I don't know. I'm just excited, and I feel like the story that we have for now has a lot of potential to grow, and those characters are already very interesting. Both Mao and Yururi are very interesting characters. I think Izumi is also doing a great job as the producer. And I really think that Aikatsu Planet is on to one of the best starts of an idol anime that I've ever seen. And I don't even know if we can actually call it an anime, but nonetheless, very, very good. Another thing, the anime part. I really think that they're not really giving all the budget to the animation. We can really see the animation is not on the same level as other Aikatsu seasons. It is definitely not. I'm not talking about the performance itself. I think that the CG is more or less the same that we all usually have. I don't really have an eye for that. But for the animation of the 2D animation, it's not on the same level of other Aikatsu seasons. Even though the Aikatsu animation has never been like stellar in every single episode, we have to remember Aikatsu is usually a long anime. In long anime, they tend to have like great episodes, normal episodes, bad episodes in terms of animation. But overall, I think that Aikatsu was usually had very nice animation, and I don't think that Planet's animation is up on the same. It's on the same level. I don't really care, because I think that the scenes from the anime world are very short, and I believe that what adds the most to this whole thing is the live action, and I'm loving the live action. I don't know about you, but I'm living for this. Anyways, this was my view on episode 2, my favorite episode so far. I mean, we're only on episode 2, but episode 1 was amazing, episode 2 was perfect. This season has everything it needs for it to grow and grow and grow, become even greater than it already is. Because girl, I cannot wait. So I want to take this little time to thank all of the members of the Magical Cinnamon channel. If you are a member, thank you so much. I really appreciate your support, and I'm very thankful that you believe in Magical Cinnamon. And if you've watched up until now, thank you so much as well. Don't forget to leave a comment with your opinions on the second episode. Do you like Duty? Do you love Duty as much as I do? Because girl, I'm already enticed. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye bye.